Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's great to have you here. We're back old school style today. We have a dozen comic books that I've recently added to my collection to share with you. Plus, stick around to the end for some new subscriber shoutouts. Let's get started with the books. You might remember that recently I won a contest from the Classic Comic Collector, and he hooked me up with a whole bunch of Justice League comic books. Well, I did pick up another book that I needed for my collection, issue number 150. As ridiculous of a villain as the Key is, he's always been one that I was intrigued with. I think it's just kind of the design. No one else looks like him, and I like his little key gun too. So this was an appearance of the Key that I didn't have until now, the anniversary issue number 150. Definitely need to pick up 149 because this is a conclusion of a storyline, and it certainly seemed interesting. So happy to have this, though. It's in really nice condition as well. And it's another one that I can check mark off of my Justice League wish list. Getting that list down there, under 100, I believe now. So this next book is one that I didn't realize I didn't have until I was perusing through Bear Island Comics CLZ Cloud. And I saw that he had this Batman and the Outsiders annual, and I thought, that doesn't even look familiar to me. So, of course, I checked my CLZ, and I didn't have this one. It's the second annual. So I made sure that I rectified that omission as quickly as possible. And now I have a copy to add to my story of Metamorpho's Wedding. So happy to have this one, too. I was a big Batman and the Outsiders fan when they first debuted. Here's one that's off of my top 12 list. You might remember that I've already picked up 2 of my top 12 lists that I showed in a previous comic book editions video. Now with this edition of the third one that I wanted to pick up this year, I have 3. That means I have a fourth of my list completed. This is Fantastic Four number 81, and this is the issue of FF where Crystal joins the team. Great cover. If red was the category on Comic-Gories, I'd pull this one for sure. But the story was really good too. I was really happy to be able to pick up this copy already. Hopefully I can keep chugging away at my top 12 list now that I got a third of it completed. That wasn't the only FF book that I picked up. I was able to get a copy of number 244. Of course, this is a key issue because this is the issue where Frankie Raye becomes Galactus's herald. She becomes the Nova, Galactus's herald. So I was really stoked to get this. Never had this issue before, and which was surprising because I am a Frankie Raye fan, but I've got it now, and that's what counts. Have you ever had an experience where you become friends with someone in the YouTube comic book community and their tastes start rubbing off into your collection? That definitely has happened to me a few times, as is evident with Nova, The Man Called Nova, issue number 3. Comics for Thomas is a huge Nova fan, and I like Nova, but after seeing the different covers that Thomas had and learning more about the character, I'm like, yeah, I need some Nova into my collection too. This is a little bit of spec. It's the first appearance of Diamond Head, which I've heard potentially rumored could be in this Nova movie when it eventually comes out. But I thought, why not just pick it up and enjoy some Nova? So I did. But that wasn't the only Nova issue that I picked up when I was shopping. This is one that I've wanted for actually quite some time. The Man Called Nova issue 12 guest stars Spider-Man. And the reason that I've wanted this, when I was a little kid, I got the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way book. And when it got to the section about covers, they used this issue as an example. And they showed the 4 different layouts that they had proposed for what possibly could become this cover. And then they explained why they chose this one that they did. And I was always drawn to this cover. And I thought, I need to own this book. I mean, just looking at that cover brings back so many memories for me. I just had to have this in my collection. So when I was Nova shopping and picked up number 3, I wanted to make sure to get a copy of number 12 to go with it too. Plus it was in such nice condition. That How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, I actually bought a copy of the softcover version, and A-OK that to Comics for Thomas last year too. Specifically, mostly, not only because he likes to doodle around and draw, but mostly because of that Nova page. I wanted him to see the different layouts that they had for that. So, man, this just brought back memories. Outside of the True Believers Nova #1, these are my first actually official Bronze Age Nova comic books in my collection. So I enjoyed them too. I'll probably pick up a few more. That wasn't a very long running series, so that wouldn't be too incredibly difficult to pick up. Look at that. What if issue #1? What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? I tell you, when I was putting together my list of the top 12 comic book goal lists for 2021, I could have almost filled half that list with different books that Spider-Man was part of. And this is one that I heavily considered putting on the list, but for whatever reason, it didn't make the final cut in the final 12. But I had an opportunity to pick up this book in a really nice shape, as you can hopefully see. I couldn't pass it by for the price. And I had the True Believers reprint version of this, but I wanted the original too. And I'm so stoked to have it. I enjoyed the reread of it. As I said, I had read the True Believers version, but I reread it when I got my own copy too. And I enjoyed it, and I'm happy to have this. And to me, that's such an iconic cover too. So I was very stoked to get this. I especially think that when this What If series drops on Disney Plus, which is coming pretty soon, all of these books, but especially this one, since it's issue #1, is going to start to spike in value. But I don't have to worry about that FOMO. I didn't miss out on this one. I've got a copy of it now, and I'm happy. Speaking of Spider-Man, I believe the rest of the books that I'm going to show you in this video are all upgrades for me. So these are books that I had copies of, but mine are pretty well worn or well loved, and I wanted to get a little bit nicer copy to have for the PC. Marvel Team Up issue 57 features Spider-Man and the Black Widow. What was funny for me is I really remembered the cover, but when I reread the story, a lot of the interior panels and stuff didn't seem as familiar to me. As I said, I had a childhood copy that was well loved and well worn, so I certainly enjoyed this book, so I thought I'd remember more of the interior than I did. But I'm happy to have a nice, good, higher grade copy to have, and one I won't need to replace in the future. Spider-Woman #26. I have all of the issues of Spider-Woman, so anything that I pick up now are just upgraded copies like this one is. I think that's such an iconic cover, with the exception if they just got rid of that little portrait in the lower right-hand corner of that man. I think that cover is so iconic. Issue #27 of Spider-Woman was one that was probably the most worn of all of my Spider-Woman comics. So these Spider-Woman comics are so cheap. You can find them in the dollar bin, even in really nice shape like this. So I'm happy to have that too. There might be a couple more I still might upgrade, but there's not a whole lot left to upgrade for my Spider-Woman collection. Another series that I have all of the issues of, just getting a few more upgrades, is Supergirl. This is Supergirl Volume 2, issue #16, with Ambush Bugs, Supergirl, and vice versa. Ambush Bug, what a character he is. I know that Newbie Comics, and I think it was Hyper, are recent discoveries of the character Ambush Bug. And I don't have Ambush Bug's first appearance, but that's something I'm going to correct very soon, if I haven't by the time that you're watching this video. It's in a DC Comics Presents book where Superman teams up with the Doom Patrol. He's the villain antagonist in his first appearance. And I do like Superman. I like the Doom Patrol, so I should just pick up the book anyway. Although we've heard no spec on Ambush Bug, he's such a crazy creature, kind of like DC's version of Deadpool, that I wouldn't be surprised if someday we don't see him in some type of live action something, TV show, movie, whatever. So I probably will be picking that up if I haven't yet already. And the last book I have to show is another Supergirl book that I just decided to upgrade my copy of. It's Supergirl issue #18. We definitely have the headband era Supergirl there going on between issue 16 and issue 18. By 18, she has the headband already. So those are some of my recent pickups in my personal collection. Appreciate you watching. Hey, I want to give a shout out and some thanks. We got some great new subscribers to my channel. Couldn't do this, nor would I want to without you. Thank you to people such as, and I mention these channels because I'm hoping that you will go and check out their channels, subscribe to them, and look at the content that they're contributing to this community. But thank you to new subscribers. Ben Magana is one cool nerd. Hans Galandes, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. The Simply Incredible Podcast, certainly familiar with that channel. Earl Grey, someone that I see in the chats pretty frequently. BA War 95, that's BA_War 95. Thank you to Dank Comics, Mrs. Chimero, Cam Paul, Nerdy Couch, Nerdy Punk Rocker 86, and Nerdy Punk Rocker is all one word. Prince Vegeta, hopefully pronounced that correctly as well. And Jerry the Jitterbug Comic Book Collector. I love that name. I know that Metarog sent him over my way too. I certainly appreciate that. But I appreciate the new subscriptions from all of you. I hope that you're enjoying my channel and the content. And I'm excited to be checking out and following your channels as well to see what you're contributing to the community. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think of my recent pickups and additions to my personal collection. Let me know if you have any of these books or are looking for any of these books. Love to dialogue about those topics and more with you in the comment section below. If you give this video a thumbs up, that's awesome. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope that you'll do so because I want to be able to shout you out in a future video as well as being a new subscriber. And I want to make sure that I'm aware of your channel and subscribe to you back. So hit the subscribe button. The little notification bell, if you click that, will inform you instantly when new content is added to my channel. Certainly appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching another Comic Book Editions video. We went old school style, no face in this one. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.